Hello folks, and welcome back to our playthrough of Kerbal Space Program. So in the last episode, we did a little landing on Minmus, and gained a bunch more science. And we did a little, simulation thing. We had to cheat to do it, but it was a nice little thing that allowed us to, sort of figure out how it would go making a venture to Duna. Bleachered, welcome to the stream. So now that we are in the in this next episode, we're going to be trying out docking to try and get together a megaship ready to go to Duna. Did I actually list it as Duna, or did I list it as something else? Okay, I didn't mention Duna in the description. Okay. And Gerardo, welcome back as Pickle Mike. Alright, so let's see. I guess the first thing we're gonna do is kind of put together the like main part of our megaship. So this is gonna be something that's could do the Mark 1-3 command pod. Though that one I think is full Rockomax. Gerardo says, oh god, docking is a pain in the ass. Yes, it is. I was testing it out a little bit earlier, and I think I have it kind of possible as far as what it could work, but like, I was able to get it relatively working, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so if I'm using this would be the Rockomax size, right? Yes. Now as far as engines go, if I was using this as my main one, what's the smaller Rockomax? That one, the Poodle. So that takes 6.55, and oxidizer is 8.012. It's workable. Now, can I set up a docking area here? I only have the junior, so that may not work too well. So you know what, we'll go to new. Don't save. Let's actually use the Mark II command pod, I think. Alright, so this thing we're going to call the megaship command module. Bleach says, go suicide method if your separation is over 6 kilometers away. The suicide method? What's the suicide method? Alright, so if this is going to be the main command module that takes us there, we're going to need a decent engine. This one, this Cheetah, is actually relatively efficient, all things considered. It's probably one of the most efficient engines that we have outside of, well, this Terrier engine is rather efficient. I think the atomic engine is also rather efficient. It's just, we don't exactly have access to that just yet. It's where you point towards your target and go full throttle. Oh god. Yes, hopefully we shouldn't have to do that. One thing that I was looking through on the Kerbal Space Program wiki is there's actually a so for the little grabber that actually acts as a full docking thing. So if you grab someone with the docker or with the grabber, you can do all the things that you can with docking as far as transfers of resources and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, we're not to that point yet. So Drodo says, I remember when I tried to dock and somehow I managed to land on the moon. You know, it happens. All right. Trying to get together what will eventually, hopefully, keep us alive. Although I don't think I really have anything that holds passengers. So the only thing that's going to really keep us going is just the actual ships, kind of. Like, what I'm trying to say is, since I don't have a passenger module yet, I'll actually have to rely on doing the command modules to sort of hold my people. Alright, so let's continue working on getting this thing together. Alright, take off our shroud here. And let's see. So we have this really big solar panel. I don't know if I want to do anything with that. Not yet, anyways. Alright, so we have... Well, we should probably do some science stuff on here. Drodo says, kind of think of it, I only dock once, but then half my station was blown by a passing rocket. I forgot that was up there with us. Oh no. Come on. Oh, wait, no, that's not going to work. The rocket was traveling really fast. Well, obviously. Oh, I do have, well, this mobile processing lab. That's a little large for kind of what I want to do right now. I also picked up a mission that will eventually... we have to build a surface outpost on the moon. The only thing I didn't notice before I did it is, let's see, have a facility supporting at least 11 Kerbals. Like, that's going to be a little difficult. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but I don't know. I've never tried to set up a land place before, so we'll see how it goes. Actually, you know what? This whole setup might actually be good to have for the actual lander as well, now that I'm thinking about it. Still have to figure out how I'm going to use this whole lander thing, but we'll figure that out. Maybe. Oh yeah, I forget. This whole big telescope thing we have to actually set up on one of the little whatchamacallit things here. The hard points, little green things. Aerodynamics, no. Ground, no. What was it? Coupling? Coupling, yes. Alright, let's put the shroud back on. And the shroud I'm going to put in a separate group because I really don't think I'll need to actually use the shroud. So. Actually, you know what? I wonder if perhaps I should put inside the shroud those little experiment storage units, maybe. Maybe? Let's see. Dredo says, takes hits, so why can't numbers be lowercase? Why can't numbers be lowercase? Oh. I wish I knew more about these experiment storage pods. I really do. Because I don't know how to properly use them, I guess. Okay, well, let's just continue working on our little rocket here. And you know what? I am going to need... where is it? Those things. Fuel tanks. Nope, too big. There we go. Because, yeah, if I attempt to do this without the little RCS pods, I'm doomed. Completely doomed. There's always the internet? Maybe I'll try putting 6 pods on this beast. Or should I do the 4? I'll just leave it at 4. Hopefully that'll work. Anyways, let's save. Decouplers. Too big. Alright, Rocco Max. 1, 2, 3 of them with a mainsail to get them up there. Now, one thing that I did try earlier when I was doing all of my whole setup was I fitted this thing with a couple of rockets that were actually, what were they? They were, oh, it helps if I look in the right area. These things, these Bobcat liquid fuel engines. Because I'm afraid that if I was to use these solid rocket boosters, I don't know, they might be a little too powerful. 2,700 as far as the cost of that. 2,000, although they are cheaper. Treader asks, so is that the main body of the rocket? So this is going to be the part that gets it to orbit, and then this up here, this is going to be the main part of the ship that will theoretically take it to the Duna. Theoretically. We're going to try it against Minmus or the Moon or one of those. But, yeah, theoretically. Maybe if I turn the thrust limiters to like 75 here. Maybe that'll help. And then I'll also need tail fins, because those are always useful. Alright. Save, and I guess we're ready to launch the command module here. Alright, set our SAS. Actually, let me revert for a moment here. I'm going to move the engine parts around. Okay, I'm hopeful that this is going to work. Not entirely sure, but we'll find out. Jordan says, be like me, try to dock it, and you'll somehow manage to land somewhere random. It's a possibility. You know what? I don't like how that started out. Let's go back. Take off the thrust limiters. They're shaking, that can't be a good sign. Perhaps not. Trying to ease the whole thing a little bit over. I hate when it does that. But it didn't destroy it, so that's good. Ilya, I think that is, right? Welcome back to the channel, even though I can't translate for you at the moment. Alright, let's start to turn this over a bit. We're going to aim to get our apoapsis up to about 10,000. And then once it's there, we'll stop. Let us get up there closer to it. Alright. Hey, you were able to translate for yourself. Welcome, Ilya. Welcome. I think it was Ilya. Something like that. Alright, so this thing is moving on. So we'll wait till our time to the apoapsis is about 30 seconds. And then we'll try to move this thing. Speed it up just a little bit. Easy now. All right. How's our fuel looking? Our fuel's doing all right. Yeah, this seems to work pretty well, is where I get to around 30 seconds for the apoapsis, and then I accelerate up to the point that it stays around that 30 seconds. Seems to be relatively efficient. I don't know if it's the most efficient, but it's still a little something. And then probably at this point I can hold off a little, let it get down to 20 seconds. Because the closer to the apoapsis that you burn, the more efficient its ultimately going to be, I think. The only thing with doing it like this is you have to be careful and have a strong enough engine. Otherwise, you overshoot it, then you're burning like past apoapsis, which is not a good thing. Alright, our periapsis is over there. We want to get that to be relatively stable, and then we can probably launch our next section. We might want to get this out to about... Oh, did it die on me? It did die on me. Okay, well at least we're in orbit. Oh, that's not good. This section is not good at all. Okay, we'll activate that engine manually. And I'll have to go down and fix this once I get back down there. And then I think we're going to put our orbits around the 150K mark. Mission for Duna. Well, this is more of the preparatory work for Duna. Right now, we are going to attempt to do a docking, pretty much, and from there, it's going to be, you know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, if I can dock, we'll be good. If I can't dock, we'll be in trouble. Alright, get our apoapsis up to 150. Alright, we'll warp to the other side here. There goes Gerardo with his swearing again. Gerardo, why don't you like your sister? Come on, just even it out a few more kilometers. Okay, kind of bypassed it a little. You know what, that's close enough. Okay. Turn off all of that stuff. Let's return to the Space Center. Gerardo says, I have no idea. You have no idea why you hate your sister? And Bleach, welcome back. Oh, look at all these lines for communication. Alright, debris, let's get rid of that so we don't potentially crash into it. Then we'll return to our vehicle assembly bay, and one thing I was going to do, add a separate level for that. Okay, save. Next, we have to build our lander. Alright, so the lander is going to be similar, I think. Although ultimately, if we're planning a lander for Duna, we're going to need something a little bit more powerful. It'll be a little too powerful for what we need to do on like the moon or whatever, but it should work, I guess, hopefully. Oh, you know what? I can use these things, perhaps. Maybe? I'm also, while I'm doing all of this stuff, I'm trying to decide a way that I can do a rover. Because I do really want to do a rover here as part of the whole lander. Okay, so we'll retract that. We need some kind of engine for here. Do we do a cheetah engine as well? In an atmosphere, it's 54 thrust. Probably the cheetah is the best option as well. Blade says UFF, unidentified flying fucker. What? Are you talking about this thing? Oh, I hate that it extends down so much. Arrgh. Do I have an engine plate? I think I do. Okay, let's do... Well, that's way too big. We got those Terrier ones. No, that's a little too much. Can I do a double Terrier? No, that probably won't work. Bleach says use your move tool. Just shove it right on in there. Oh god, it looks horrible. I mean, I suppose it could work, but it does look horrible. I could do a radial engine. Or several of these things here. Maybe I'll do that. Or the PSI GTC. Pretty sure it's going to crash. I'm going to do these radial engines. I think this will work. Theoretically, anyways. Okay, so retract that. I wonder if I should include a... We're going to include the RCS stuff here as well, I think. Or should we? Nah, theoretically I don't need the RCS for the actual landing portion. I don't know. Oh well. We'll get it figured out somehow. We'll also need that, because this thing's going to have to bring people down as well. We got the docking thing there. Couplings. We have that. We'll include a somewhat smaller PSEGTD. Pretty sure everyone is going to die. Alright, so this will be the lander module. Oh, it does need RCS here. How could I forget that? Too big. That one. Alright, let's go through, make sure everything's set up how it should be. Sorry, sir, and you will go to football in Russia? What? I have no interest in the current happenings in Russia about football. None at all. Alright, the only thing is... Bleach says, fuck, I forgot to watch the World Cup. Uh-oh. Alright, now the thing I have to figure out... do I put a service module like here for... What do I do as far as all of this goes with the, to try and do a rover here? If I took this thing and switched it to be like that. Nah, that doesn't work. Unfortunately. Leech Nerd has a little man there. Unless I just made this whole lander... Well, let's save the lander module as it is right now. And then let's go over here and kind of set up a fatter lander module. Because one thing I did see is, of course the only thing is that kind of gets to be a little troublesome. But we do want this on the bottom there. Let's call this the Fat Lander module. Oh, Gerardo, thank you for the donation. Sorry to interrupt, but from now on... Oh, now I gotta go look and see what that was about. Hold on. That was too much text for me to look through right away. Let's see. Hopefully I'm still logged in. Of course I'm not. Alright. Gotta read your donation there. Sorry to interrupt, but from now on, every time I donate, I'll be sending a letter in which over time the letters will start to make a word. So you want to keep track of the letters to see what the word is. Let's start with this one, S. Oh dear. And thank you for the donation there, Gerardo. Nah, I just had to log into my little Streamlabs thing real quick. Alright, let's go test this out. Oh god, I've been wasting so much time. We're 36 minutes in and we haven't even really launched. Okay, let's retract this. Doesn't quite get it all the way down. Revert to the setup here. Or I could actually... I'm guessing what Ilya is trying to say is not so much going to football, but seeing football. Seeing the soccer game. Because if you were planning to go to Russia right now, it's probably a little late to plan it out, since the whole World Cup thing has just started. So, alright. Back to the drawing board here. So, we need... Well, we got this really big RCS tank that we could put on there. And then we could do the service module. And then we can end it with a regular... Oh, hold on. See, that one doesn't really hold a lot of fuel. I want to do that one. Name a rocket that penetrates. Oh dear. Well, for you there, Gerardo. Penetrating fat lander. Alright, let's move these down a bit. So they are hitting down there. Next, oh, get us off of. There we go. Alright. So the way that I was seeing Scott Manley do this sort of thing, he took a little itty bitty stack separator and put it in there. Turn off any of the force stuff on it so you don't potentially blow up the whole thing there. Now he actually had his whole rover set up beforehand, which I haven't done. I know there used to be a way that in Kerbal Space Program that you could actually build separate things. Sub-assemblies. Those sort of things. Add custom category, all. Now how do you add something to a sub-assembly? Oh, subassembly. Drag and drop part here to save it as a subassembly. No part selected. Let's go to new. I don't do well in this whole view, so let's try and put together our little rover. Let's see. Do I want to drive around rover sort of thing? I suppose I could do something like that. Trader says, I want to own a casino and named it the Wallet Killer. I don't know if people would approve of going to a casino called the Wallet Killer. Oh, yeah, I should probably switch editors as well. If I'm doing if I'm planning to do a rover here. Alright, let's do our little wheels for our rover here. If I can get the right... There we go. Next, I'm gonna need solar panels. Could do one big solar panel. Only thing is, I'm afraid that thing will end up breaking, probably. Two there, two there. Let's actually move this down like that. And we'll put our stack separator on there. Structural, oh, coupling. Bleh. Actually, theoretically, I don't need the stack separator. I think? I don't know. Let's call this the mini rover. Save. And I should probably put science stuff on this thing. So we'll have a goo container. A thermometer, a barometer. What else do we got? A seismic accelerometer. And I still have to add the electrical stuff. Put the batteries sort of on the side there. Alright, let's save. And let's put, oh, for whatever reason, when you do it like this, it doesn't actually start you out with, doesn't let you, like, actually put someone on there to start it out, for whatever reason. Oh, Gerardo. Well, eventually I'll catch you later then. So let's see, time's up. Have to go off of YouTube because dumb family can get good Wi-Fi. Also, the S was supposed to be a P. Uh-oh. You've messed up your letters there, Gerardo. Okay, so can I put this thing into a subassembly? I can. Mini rover. Small rover. Save. Okay. So let's switch editors. And then open up And it is like too huge. What the hell? How the hell did Scott Manley do this? I really want to know. Oh, dear God, what have I done there? Unless from the video, like, unless there was a service bay that's larger than this one is, I have no idea how he did it. Anyways, let's just go back to the one that I was working on. We'll save the rover stuff for later. Because for the life of me, I'm not getting it figured out right now. Alright, save, let's launch. See you later, Gerardo. Alright, SAS is on. We have Jabor, and then we have our scientist, Bob Kerman. Hold on. Because I'm going to lose my mind if I don't actually put science experiments on this thing. I just don't like the whole setup for doing this, I guess. Because I'm almost positive that trying to do this is going to completely mess something up. It's going to be too tall or whatever. Okay, so barometer, thermometer. Maybe if it will go on here. Come on. Mystery goo. Seismic accelerometer. And is that it for now? Well, we have this atmospheric thing. That won't be useful until we get to actually like Duna itself, but I suppose I can actually add the thing. Okay, let me select, there we go. Maybe if I actually use my move thing, it'll work a little easier. Alright, and you know what I forgot to add to the command module was solar panels. So I'm going to have to do that to this thing then. Can't believe I forgot to add solar panels. No, I only want 2. There we go. Alright, so I'm very hopeful that I'm going to be able to do this without this whole thing just crashing. Alright, so theoretically that should be more than long enough. So we'll retract it. Put this back on there. And if there's any time to do it, now is it. Let's... Oh, I should have looked through my whatchamacallit stuff. My part placement. Alright, so that's supposed to go like that. That's good. That's good. Hold on. That, and then... Do I have two different... I do. How the hell did that happen? Alright, let's go back. Fix that real quick. Because somehow I included two separate decouplers there. Decoupler, engine start, decoupler, radial engines. Put the shroud at the top. And hopefully this thing is going to work. Alright, so let's go to map view. Right now the megaship command module is going by. So we'll speed time up a little bit, and once it gets to about here, a quarter of the way, is when we'll launch. It was an emergency decoupler. It could have been, it could have been. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I also need to add communications. Because if I don't do that, well, then we're really going to be in trouble. I don't know why I'm forgetting all this stuff like now. Oh, geez. We're supposed to add double... whatchamacallits? Ladders, that's what it is. Alright, there's our ladders. Communications. That's going to be the fun parts. I'm just going to do this high gain antenna, I think. 0.07. Oh, well, no, I can add this communicatron because that's about the same weight. Alright. Hopefully now everything is finally set up. Get the command module a little bit closer. Right about there. Okay. SAS is on, and let's launch. Alright, let's start to turn over a bit. And so far everything is holding up relatively well. Nothing has gone and decided to flip over on me. Alright, so let's rotate a bit. Release those. Rotate back. And try to get on course here. Alright. Alright, let's speed it up to there. So far, so good. We actually made it out of orbit, so I will take that as a success. I can't believe I've forgotten so many things on the damn command module. I forgot the solar panels. I forgot the communications dish. And where is the command module anyways? So it's almost there. I may have actually gone a little early, but we'll make it work. Come on. Alright, so we are now in orbit with the actual lander module. So let's see, we are a little too far away there. Let's set up a maneuver that goes into that, well, should probably set it as target first. So I guess first things first, we'll go to the ascending node, add a maneuver. We'll watch the descending node. And that will fix our sort of positioning there. Oh, quick aiming prograde there. Alright. Let's go a little bit quicker just to get to our... and should be good enough. We'll look back out, make sure nothing changed too dramatically on our apoapsis and that. So that's good. And we'll expand out there. Okay. So right now our current separation is 922. So we'll right click on our maneuver and then you have this little thing, the plus or minus thing. I've only just figured this out while doing this playthrough, what this means. It's actually, it goes ahead, so the number of orbits. So going ahead 1 orbit, 2 orbits, 3 orbits. Well, 4 orbits, 5 orbits. We'll right click on that so we can see the intersect. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Actually, if I take it back 1, then move this about, eventually we should get one that's closer. So this goes to about 2.1 kilometers. Okay. So to get there, let's just warp to next maneuver. Warp us ahead 4 hours. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you are at the very least 100 kilometers away from Kerbin. Reason for that is you can do a little bit of a quicker time warp there when you're over 100 kilometers than you are when you're not. Because if you're not, well, then you're kind of screwed over a little. Oh, 120 is probably what we actually really wanted. Oh well. Okay, reminder to self, you actually want 120. Though I still don't know if you can go at 50 below 100. Maybe you can. Maybe I'm just a little off. Turn that off. Continue our warp to next maneuver. Oh god, it's so long. So anyways, Gerardo says, I want to buy a laser. Well, welcome back, Gerardo. And why do you want to buy a laser? Like, one of those little hand laser things that you point and shoot at someone? Try to blind them or something? Well, anyways, while we are doing this, I suppose I should go over what we'll be doing for today. Even though it's taken an hour for us to actually get to the point where we're actually going to be doing something. So once we dock, I think we'll try and head to Minmus. Then we'll land and hopefully get a little bit more science that we didn't have before. I don't remember exactly where we landed before. So I think we'll stop by the science center, to the R&D, and see what sort of science we picked up, or what sort of biome we landed in, and then try to land in a different biome. Again, I really want a rover, but we need more science to, I guess, be able to better place a rover. Unless we found a way to do it by putting it on the sides of the lander, which is possible. I don't know how well it'll work. Gotta do a lot of testing, I guess. Oh god, this is taking forever. I mean, I could do this where I just sort of wait in the command module, and then time accelerates. But I'm afraid I'll like completely overdo it. And then like completely mess it up. Time mode, universal time. So just for a unique little reference, we've gone through 187 days in our playthrough so far. We haven't even gone a full year yet. So that's interesting, I suppose. Our mission time is only 3 hours. Gerardo says maybe putting it on the side may be your best choice, but it's more risky. Well, one thing that I saw while looking through on ways to make rovers is you would actually balance it out. So you would put 2 rovers together, and then you'd put them both on each side, and then just kind of like drop them off, I guess, or whatever. Gradually getting there. But yeah, we're gonna try out a couple things as far as maybe start off with one just to test it out. Well, the problem with starting it off with one rover on the side is you add weight to that side. So when you launch your rocket, it's gonna kind of tip over. So that's the biggest issue. So that's why it's recommended to do two, and the cost of the rovers really isn't that much, so it, you know, it's kind of something that you could actually do, but again, I don't know. Considering my options, I guess. And I actually didn't, let's see. Surface outpost. Oh. I should have actually looked to see if there was a mission to do a docking above Kerbin. I know there was at one point, but oh well. Jorda says, perfect, it's already going for an orbital direction. Yes. Alright, so let's point towards our maneuver node here. And this game is so much more easy with the tracking station updated to help out the maneuver nodes and all that. Yeah, trying to do this before when I didn't have the full upgraded tracking station and couldn't do maneuvers, oh, that was bad. Point to the sun. Point to the sun? Alright. So let's get rid of the maneuver. Right now it has us going separation of 1.7. So let's warp us closer. Then we'll change our target to aim at, well, our target. And then as we approach the command module, oh, we're kind of passing it by. Aim retrograde. Now imagine that in real life. Man, people in NASA really have their work cut out for them. Yes, they do. Yes, it's not an easy job that NASA has, not at all. Alright, burn retrograde. So we can get in line with our target. Okay, so our apoapsis is relatively even with our targets. Next thing, we're going to actually aim for our targets. Jim Foxy Boy, welcome to the stream. Hopping in to see what's going on and see something zoom past. Yes, that was our command module here that we're trying to aim and get to. Alright, let's aim retrograde. So the closest that we should get on this current path is 0.2. So once we're about there is when we'll try to burn off this excess delta V. Probably when it gets to 300. Schroeder says, try to talk with scientific words from rocket science. You can't, no one can. That shit's impossible to remember. Well, just talking like the apoapsis and all that sort of stuff is definitely a little bit of a stretch. Alright, slow us down. Are we at 0.1? We're not at 0.1 just yet. Almost there. Wow, you really rocking in it with those words. Alright, so we're going to bring our delta V down to 0. Next, we're going to switch over to our command module. Now, the way that you do this is you have your little bracket keys. I figured this out earlier when I was doing my little test for the stream. And hitting it, you're able to change over. So we're going to target the megaship lander. Then aim towards that. Easy. Okay. We'll turn on our RCS. Then we'll hit H to begin our burn towards that. Now the most we're going to make it is probably 2 meters per second. Big thing that helps when doing this is H and R, or not H and R, H and N. H does forward thrust and N does backwards with your RCS module. Getting closer. Okay, let's aim towards that. Aim towards the prograde with just our SAS. Because the problem when you're going so slow now is the moment that you use your RCS, you change just a little bit. So you have to be careful about keeping the RCS on all the time. Doing this very carefully. And then we'll kill whatever thrust we have. And aim directly towards our target there. Gerardo says, try to build a station piece by piece. Definitely something that we could consider. Not entirely sure if I'm looking to do that just yet, though. There's still a few more pieces that I'd like to attain before we get to doing that. But something to consider at one point. Actually, I want to get our relative speed down to 0. If that's possible. This is a pain. Well, hopefully it's not enough to really change anything up. So we'll aim towards our target. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. This is much easier when you have the little options to aim towards your targets. Alright. That should be good. Wait, you want your speed drop down to 0? Won't that make your fall straight down back to Earth? Actually, so right now, on your little nav ball, you have a few different options that you can choose. So our orbit speed is 2166. That's not what we're looking to change. There's a surface speed that I'm not entirely sure how that affects, like what's the difference between surface and orbit. But what we want to change is our target speed. So this is our relative speed with our target. So right now we're going 0.2 meters per second. It's almost pretty much nothing, but it's still a little something. All right. So we're aiming towards the target. Going to docking mode. So in docking mode, this is pretty much you're solely only able to use RCS. So if you hit shift, which normally puts your thrusters on, it sends your RCS going forward. So I'm actually going to turn off the RCS EMUS prograde here. Put us on stability assist. Wait, isn't SpaceX launching a rocket today? I'm not sure. SpaceX is always doing stuff of one kind or another. So we're going to get closer, and then we'll go between these ships and turn it again. It's possible to do this using the WASD keys to sort of change up a couple other things here. The problem is to change your heading or whatever. The problem is I'm not very good at doing that though. So generally I just go between both ships and find that's the easiest. It used to be that I'd zoom out with the M key and then I would struggle to right click on the ship that I want, because if you right click, you only have the lander module available to select. It doesn't give you the command module. So that's a pain in the butt. But the bracket keys definitely helps. Alright, so from this ship, I'm going to right click on the docking port as my target. And then theoretically, I should be able to reach it. Docking mode. And we'll head on in. Jorda says, yeah, it's the Falcon 9 Dragon. Huh. Yeah, I know SpaceX has been doing a lot of stuff lately. So it's almost hard to keep track of everything that SpaceX does. Alright, I'm gonna try and orient this so they're not entirely... Oh no! I kinda missed. Oh no. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Failure. Well, I kind of expected that something like that would happen, so. So aim, retrograde, stability assist, and then, oh, nope, 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 kill my speed. Okay. Switch over to the other one. Change our direction towards the target. Gerardo says, I hope the Falcon 9 crashes because there's no explosions here. Aw, poor Gerardo. Yes, I haven't crashed here yet. Yes, the big old yet. Alright, let's try this again. Docking mode. Oh, I see now. So, like, your overall goal is to get your... what's this called? Your yellow thing, your prograde. You want that to be sort of like on the target as you approach. And you can change that up with the WASDs. But you just want to do tiny little things, you don't want to rely on too much. I just learned that just now. Like, I've seen it, but it's never really clicked until now. We should be good. Come on. Come on. There we go. We are connected. And they're actually connected well. They're not, like, messed up too horribly. Alright. So, let's see. So this is the lander. We want to control it from the command module. So control from here. Next, we want to transfer over some of our fuel. So we have that fuel there, and then we have the fuel that's in this big tank. So if you alt right click on two different tanks, that's how you can transfer fuel. So for example, we'll transfer over some fuel from that bottom tank there to this one here. Alright, next, now we have to go towards the min-miss here. So we'll set that as our target. Currently our ascending nodes are way off. Or ascending and descending nodes or whatever. So we'll put a maneuver at the ascending node, right click on the descending node. Look how much excited, she is excited to die. And then we'll move it over till our descending node is 0. Alright. Ooh, this thing is now hardly moving at all. Maybe it'll move. Oh, it's because I'm still in docking mode, that's why. Remember to get out of docking mode, and then you can actually turn your ship. Never mind, they all excited to die. Alright, so we're facing towards the anti-normal here. Oh, we gotta burn quite a little bit once we get there, but we should be able to do it fine. Who do I have here? Pilot, scientist, pilot, and an engineer. Okay, so I do have at least one of each here, which is good. Let's see. Alright, I think I can start the burn now. Oh, okay, so this is the part that you have to kind of remember to change up. So we'll shut down that engine, because you don't want your engines to be fighting each other. There we go. Do the rolls matter? In career mode, they do, because pilots are able to get the little things where you can aim prograde, normal, anti-normal, that sort of thing. Um, Scientists are able to do a few things as far as science goes. Engineers have things related to repacking parachutes, increasing drill resource stuff, that sort of thing. Okay, so we'll stop there. What's it currently at? 0.1? That's not too bad. So, while we are preparing, we'll extend our antenna, extend our solar panels. These are the ones that I can retract as well, right? Yeah, that's good. And let's see. If I did it from, say, the descending node. Separation is currently 35. So this I'll try and get as close as possible. Then let's see if we move this around a little bit. If we get a better option. So that takes us right into a encounter with min-miss there, which is exactly what we want. Although we'll try and reduce some of our speed there just to, there we go. Okay. So we just got, well, we have to burn 874, but we should be able to do it relatively fine. We'll transfer over a little bit more fuel. All right. Now let's aim towards our maneuver node. Yeah, pretty much this is all a test, pretty much, to see if we can make this work. I guess part of my whole thing is also seeing if this is big enough to actually make it to Duna. If I recall correctly, the burn that I have to do for Duna is at the very least like 1100. So if I can do an 874 burn, fine, then we should be good. Oh, no wonder I'm having issues. I still had it facing towards the anti-normal. Come on. Are there ion thrusters? There are ion thrusters. So stock Kerbal Space Program only has one set of ion thrusters available, which is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. What else is there? So, but the ion thrusters are like towards the end of the tech tree, so we are still a little bit of ways away from those. Eventually we'll get to them. Okay, this burn is going a lot longer than I thought it would be. So I think we'll do actually a couple different passes. Unfortunately, the problem with doing a couple different passes, though, is that it's going to take a little while. We may have to alter some of our course here. So you could have ion thrusters on a rocket with solar panels and never have to worry about fuel. Almost never have to worry about fuel. I mean, you still use xenon gas and all that. The only thing is, it's just kind of... It could be better. Like, I mean, you can run out of xenon fuel eventually, but you're probably not going to have anything more efficient than ion. The only thing is you don't have a lot of thrust. Like, when you're using ion engines, you know, you're kind of stuck for a while. And I guess I wasn't expecting that this rocket was going to be this slow. I don't know if it's necessarily the rocket engine, if it's because we're using such a larger thing this time. I'm wondering if perhaps I should have a better engine on this, on the command module. Definitely something that I'm considering. Transfer over the fuel. And then transfer over this fuel. Probably another thing is I should actually have RCS stuff on the actual lander. Yeah, I think overall this is going to be a bit of a failure episode. I think ultimately I'm going to need a better engine on my command module. I wish I had like a little notebook thing. But yeah, I think I'm going to need a better engine on my command module for one. Another thing that we're going to need is actually make sure that all our stuff is on the lander and on the command module. So making sure the command module has, you know, a communitron, whatever, solar panels. Make sure the monopropellant is on the lander as well. Okay, now this thing is finally getting out there. Come on, get to where you need to be. There you go. Now, is it more efficient to do it from here, or is it more efficient to do it from out here, maybe? No, it's more efficient to do it back here then. Come on, where are you at? Almost. There you go. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Ion are pretty shit for thrust, but over distance, ion thrusts put up more thrust and eventually pass any of the best thrusts for thrust. I guess if you're talking total thrust for fuel, possibly? Can't necessarily say one way or another. Well, in real life, not sure how they work in game. Well, yeah, I mean, it's probably similar to in-game as well, as just that your total thrust for fuel ratio. Alright, come on. Alright. Speed it up towards this node here. There's no resistance in space, so over time you can build up speed. Or there's like negligible resistance. I mean, there's tiny little particles and that sort of thing. You know, the solar wind is a small manner of resistance. At least resistance over the long, long period of time of space travel. Ugh, I missed it. Well, hopefully I'm not off too much. There we go. Okay, so we are now on track towards Minmus. Let's focus on Minmus here. We're going to have a very brief little periapsis. Let's add a maneuver to get us in. Okay, so that'll get us into orbit. Okay, so that's about the minimum that we're going to be able to do. Yes, but no goddamn atmosphere resistance, nor raining over people? Running over people? I don't know exactly what you're trying to say there, Gerardo. How's our fuel looking? It's there. We have taken out all of the remaining stuff from that. Aim retrograde. Oh, running? No running over people? You don't want to run over people in space. That would be a bad thing. Oh no, I'm the only one left on the stream. Well, time to leave and make newbie waste his time. Aw. Okay, almost there. So I suppose we could just use our RCS to bring us down, since we have a lot of mana propellant to run through. And we want to save our main fuel for our attempt to get the hell out of here. God, my profile pic looks so handsome. All I see is a pickle. How's the amount of propellant looking? We still have a hell of a lot of amount of propellant, but that's good. So, who said pickles can't be handsome? I'm not sure. Alright, that should work. Let's warp over here, bring our apoapsis in. And then I just have to remember before we land that I need to return to the Science Center and actually figure out what biome we need to land in here. I think last time we landed in one of the lakes. Could this be the day in which Newbie lands on the moon, or could this be the day where Newbie fucks up and crashes? Find out next time in Newbie Place. Hey, I'll know what'll happen, because I plan to at least finish this part today. Daniel, welcome to the stream. This is Kerbal's space program. If you've never played this before, it's a space simulation sort of game. I'm currently playing through the career mode right now, where you're able to pretty much follow through a series of like finding science, and you also have to take care to make sure that you don't run out of funds and that sort of thing. It's a neat little game. Been out at least 5 years now, I think. It's definitely been around for a while now. But it's a fun little simulation game. It does have a big learning curve, though, which I've been finding out through this whole Let's Play series. But, yeah, it's not too bad. Gerardo says, stop lying to him. It's pancake making simulator. It would be entertaining if you could turn the Kerbals into little pancake dudes. But, no, none of that. Yeah, right now I am burning through with my little monopropellant thrusters to slow myself down over the second moon of Kerbin. Kerbin being the main planet of the Kerbals. Yeah, I'm slowing myself down so that I can eventually land. Hopefully without crashing or anything. Alright, 18, 17, 16, 15. Okay, that should be good enough. So let's return here. We'll return to the Space Center. And then we're going to run over to our research and development, our archives, Kerbin, and then Minmus. Surface landed. We have atmospheric pressure scans, crew reports, EVA reports, mystery goo, all from the Greater Flats. So we're looking for somewhere that's not the Greater Flats. Wait, so what's the goal of this game? Well, there's really not exactly a specific goal. You know, it's kind of like The Sims, where you can pretty much expand out and go from there without any set goal. You kind of make your own goals. Right now, I'm kind of just trying to get things figured out as to... So, like, my ultimate goal, like, I've landed on the moon, which is pretty much similar to, you know, Earth's moon. I've landed on Minmus, which is a secondary moon of Kerbin. Smaller object that's like double the distance away. Actually, probably close to quadruple the distance. My ultimate goal next is to head towards Duna, which is similar to Mars. The only thing is trying to get to Duna, I'm going to need a much bigger rocket and something that can go a long time. So, or at least a long time as far as thrust goes. So that's like our current goal, but for the moment we're just trying to do another landing on Minmus. Oh, I want to go back to the tracking station here. Megaship lander module. Alright, so this is our lander, this is our command module. Let's control from here. Jordo says, and the finale goal is to land on the sun. Not exactly, but you know, if you're feeling really adventurous, maybe. Alright, let's detach. Maybe detach? Undock. Okay. So Jabor, we're going to have you get out, do an EVA report. So that is the lowlands. How do you upgrade your rockets? So you upgrade your rockets by doing various science experiments. In this case, you can do EVA reports, which are pretty much where you're outside. So I've already done it for this location. Oh, actually, I haven't done the lesser flats here, though. So EVA report from space just above Minmus's lesser flats. So in this case, we'll keep the experiment. We'll go aboard. I think if I extend my antenna here... Yes, I do have a connection. So you want to make sure that you have a connection, and then you will go to your review, store data. Now an EVA report, you can transmit all of that data right away. You don't have to process it or anything like that. So that's a nice little thing. And then we can retract the antenna. Okay, so lowlands looks like that's where we want to try and land, or we could like land for there. So we'll add a maneuver. That takes us down around there. But first we'll have to circle around one more time. Oh, I probably should have added some more monopropellant back into the command module, but oh well. Alright, turn off the RCS. We're going to aim retrograde. Now retrograde, What that is it is against the way that your, I guess, movement, your velocity is going. If you know basic physics, velocity is the distance that you're going over the certain amount of time. When you realize Meg from Family Guy sounds just like Jackie from That 70s Show. There is a reason for that. Never mind. Poor Gerardo. Also, Daniel, if you hear me referring to Gerardo, that's actually Pickle Mike there, so. Burning through very slowly here. Yeah, I definitely should have transferred over some of the monopropellant that I had remaining into the command module. The command module isn't going to crash, is it? I hope not. That would be very bad. No, it's still going good, okay. Alright, where are we right now? Crew reports. That just sort of says space. EVA reports, Midlands. It would work. This is the biggest sort of question. Trying to, do I continue to burn my RCS stuff? Now just head for the endless void of space. I think I can probably just use up my RCS stuff. I do wish there was a way that you could just turn on the RCS and just let it burn continuously. Cheats? I'm trying to avoid using cheats here, Gerardo. The only cheat I've so far used, really, is the biome cheat. I did use it to get us to Duna last time, but then I reverted a save back, so I didn't keep any of that progress. Because I wanted to make sure that we go to Duna right, as much as painful as that journey's going to be. Cheats is like the dark side, it's hard to not use. Well, that is true. Alright, we're almost out of all of our monopropellant here. I'm tempted to speed it up, but at the same time, I'm like, don't do it, because otherwise you're going to completely mess it up, and then you'll crash. And actually, speaking of crash, Let's save this now. Just in case we do crash, we'll be able to revert back. Come on, almost there. Preferably I want to land in this area, because I know I haven't landed and done any science stuff here. Gerardo says, I went into a room and came back out as a pickle. Now I fight crime and take people's stuff as Pickle Mike. I'm sorry, Gerardo. Okay, I might have to just drop this whole thing off. Because otherwise I'm going to kind of go a little bit over. Actually, I'm not even sure how well of a landing place this whole area is either. Okay, we're gonna drop it off. Alright, let's see. Daniel says, imagine being an astronaut and going on strike to make a point, and then you just hear an act cover up 23. Whoops, sorry, I meant to cut the transmission. I think there's only ever been one astronaut strike in history, as far as I'm aware. And where pretty much the astronauts just said, screw you guys, we need a break. And then they cut the transmission for like 24 hours or something. Yeah, surprisingly, there really haven't been so many accidents in the American space program. What did we just activate? Or not activate? Okay. Well, RCS is gone. Ooh, this is a big drop, actually. Where are we, anyways? Lowlands? Well, I think we'll be alright. Shredder says, in your Discord server it says don't disrespect the admin and owner. Define disrespect. I would just say, you know, if I ever asked, you know, if you were going too far and I asked you, okay, too far, Gerardo, don't do it again, and you do it again, that would be disrespect. Other than that, though, there's really not too much. Oh, I have a very bad feeling that I'm not going to hit here, and then I'm not going to have enough fuel to get back. Oh. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be considered the lowlands, which is a place we haven't been, so theoretically we should be alright. Assuming we don't crash this thing. Ah, fudge. Aim retrograde. Daniel says it was a flight in the late 70s, early 80s, I think, and they were booked to work like 80 days, but they were supposed to get a break every 10 days, but they didn't take the break, and they then took all 4 breaks they skipped. Yeah, I remember learning about it somewhere. Sure, it says, so what if someone say they did something or got something and I reply, yay, ask me if I give a shit. I don't. Is that respect? Disrespect? It kinda is, a little bit. It's definitely pushing it, Gerardo. Do a little bunny hop. Oh no! Okay. I think... Trita says, your rules are going to kill me. I have to be rude to survive. Alright, crew reports. We are in the lowlands, thank God. Actually, let's send the scientist out. So we'll take a surface sample, 150 science, awesome. Next, an EVA report, also good. Extend the ladder down. Ah! Okay. Oh no! Don't you do it! No! No! Oh no! Not good. Oh no! Well, this isn't good. That damn ladder. Oh dear. Ugh, come on. Don't break on me, damn it. I want so bad for a foot to make that little guy a pancake. Oh, Daniel. You've been hanging around with Gerardo too long. This is not Pancake Simulator, damn it. Oh no, what did I lose? I lost the communications dish. Oh, lovely. Hi, welcome to the stream. It's a good thing you made that save. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. Aim retrograde. What all have I lost here? I lost something else here. Okay. Stay stable. Let's enable the cutaway. Now, let's do all our research stuff. Yeah, Pi, I'm going to try. And if you're, Daniel, if you're wondering who I'm talking to as far as Pi goes, Pi's on Twitch. So, yeah, Pi, I'm going to try and do this without having to revert to that save. Daniel says, I'm so ready for Elder Scrolls 6. Oh, I definitely agree. But we're probably not going to get Elder Scrolls 6 till like a few years in. As unfortunate as it is, everything that I heard is that Elder Scrolls 6, along with Starfield, their new IP, it's not going to come out until the next generation of consoles. So, but Fallout 76 should be a nice little carryover until then. Oh, I just realized we lost our docking module. Didn't we? We did. Oh, hell. I guess I'm going to have to revert to that save then. Because without a docking module, there's no way this thing's getting back. Let's load it. Oh. You can fight people in this game in Kerbal Space Program. Unfortunately, you cannot. Because Kerbal Space Program is a single-player game, and I mean, there is a mod that adds weapons, and I think adds like AI to kind of control planes. See what happens when you don't allow me to be rude? Shut up, Gerardo. Actually, I probably should just let this thing go a little further. Because if this is all the lowlands, I might as well just let it go there then. Azawaza30, welcome to the stream. Let's see, you say, hi newbie, I would love to have some more Skyrim videos made soon. I loved and filled them. Filled them all? I'm sure that's another hit of lovely autocorrect there. Yeah, I'm trying to think, so are you talking about my Skyrim mod videos, or are you talking about my roleplay series of Skyrim? Oh, followed them. Okay. Both? They were amazing? Huh. Yeah, I haven't done the mod series in, it's probably been a year at least now. Or not the mod series, the role-playing series. Daniel says, I think I found you by your Skyrim mods. Yeah, that is, my Skyrim mods have been pretty popular. I still gotta do a lot with them, though. Like, they're definitely not at the point that I'm satisfied with them. Part of the problem is I have to find a way to do models. Especially for, like, the Xbox 3, or not Xbox 360, the Xbox One and PC versions of my mods. Yeah, for my roleplay series, well, I mean, as a Waza, if you followed the roleplay series, I would recommend at least checking out my Morrowind series, because that's kind of like a transition over. Wait, you made the Skyrim Force mod? Yes, I did. Or a Skyrim Force mod. The one for the special edition, because the author for the original one that was on Oldrim, he didn't end up converting that mod over. No, I'm not going to crash this time, Gerardo. Bouncy, bouncy. Haha, take that, Gerardo. Alright, enable our cutaway. Let's get all our lovely little signs here. What is it? Still... Oh no, this is the lesser flats. Huh. Alright, bring out Bob. He'll do an EVA report, and then he'll take a surface sample. Daniel says, I absolutely destroyed the lives of so many Whiterun soldiers with your mod. Good to hear, good to hear. Make them suffer. Yeah, one fun little power, if you haven't checked it out. If you get into the third... If you get past the third level of the Dark Temple, that's outside of, you know, the big Jedi Temple area that you go into outside of Falkreath, and then if you go into the Dark Temple area and get to the third level, there's actually... Yes, there is a Force Temple in my mod. But if you get to the third level and you defeat the boss that's in that third level, you'll get a key to a chest in there where there's another holocron that you can get for Force Hunger, which is pretty much like what Darth Nihilus had. Gerardo says, I have a mod which if an NPC dies, they permanently die. So there's no one in the... to manage the cities anymore? Oh no. Everyone's dead. Alright, we're gonna go very slowly over here. Still the lesser flats. I want to get over to the lowlands, this area. Grr. Okay, I am going to cheat for one moment here to make biomes visible. We're getting there gradually. As Awaza says, I'm on the PS4 and the mods you make are the best. Yeah, I have a PS4 as well, so that was kind of part of my whole thinking, was to make it so that those who are on PS4 could actually enjoy it. Because PS4 owners got totally shafted when it came to mods on both Fallout and PlayStation. Or not Fallout and PlayStation. Fallout and Skyrim. Blah. Sorry. Focused on this so I don't potentially blow myself up here again. Are we over it yet? Not yet. Gotta be almost there. Let's aim retrograde. Daniel says they deny all crossplay. Yes, that is very true. Yeah, Sony's kind of just gotten crazy. I mean, it's a miracle that at the very least Sony did finally allow some manner of mods to actually go onto it, but it's still kind of really disappointing. Lesser flats? Oh wait, I've done that already. Forward anyway. Okay, I had both of those. I have to be like almost there. In what's considered the lowland. Am I ready for Fallout 76? We were just talking about that, yes. Pickle, or Gerardo wants me to do a barrel roll. Fine, I'll do a barrel roll. There. Happy Gerardo. Daniel says, I haven't even played Fallout 4. Oh, I would recommend it. I mean, yes, Fallout 4 gets rid of some of the things that, you know, was good for like New Vegas and Fallout 3. I was never a fan of the first Fallout or Fallout 2. But, oh, cancel. Review reports. Can I set this up? Do I have a connection to him? I do not. Fudge. Fudge! Retract. Still the lesser flats. Gosh darn it. They're gonna make me go up this darn hill, aren't they? Darn it, Gerardo, quit telling me to crash here. Oh, so it basically doesn't tell you what to do at all, just like Skyrim. Yes, Fallout is rather similar like that. That you don't really have a set goal. And yeah, I know I've gone on a little late as far as my stream goes. Generally, I do a stream of only about 2 hours. But I'm really trying to get this done. Am I at the lowlands now? Still the lesser flats. Yeah, just like Gerardo just said. I think the stream is almost over because he does like 2-hour streams, yeah. Please tell me I'm at the lowlands now. Still the lesser flats. Arg. Arg. See, if you look at it, because the reason this is so bright is because I have the biomes selected. As it says, you deserve so many more subs. I love your content. Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, that's one of the things about YouTube is sometimes it's a little difficult to get noticed. So like, unless you have something that really gets going, really gets, you know, viral, you know, it's easy to get, I guess, passed over. Like there was this one guy who was doing videos, and he was doing like a stream for Divinity Original Sin 2. And he just started on YouTube and all that. But I think he just kind of, okay, forget it. Forget it. We'll just leave then. Since you don't want to, oh no. I'm trying to not crash this thing. No, darn it. Oh dear. What did we lose? Okay. Gerardo says, slowly moves cursor to the unsubscribe button. Alright, well, you've all seen that I can get close to this thing. It's just a matter of actually getting to that one little area to get a little bit more science. So, and since we've lost our docking hatch again, I think I'm going to call it to an end here today. I'll finish this up off screen and then return the little command module and all that back later. Let's see, Daniel says, you have great content, but the games you play, while amazing, are not as popular. But when Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, if you do videos on those, maybe you can blow up like you deserve. Appreciate it, Daniel. Gerardo says, wow, you're on a roll. Haha, Gerardo, haha. Alright, just to make you happy, Gerardo. Right into the Minmus. Alright, let's load this back up. Alright, folks. So that is going to be it for this episode. I'm going to finish this up off screen, get our whole thing going back. Because I've shown in previous episodes that I can make it, or well, the previous episode, that I can land on Minmus and then make it back off from Minmus. So that we know I can do. I'm going to have to take all this science and return it, though, because I need that for the bigger rockets, so I can actually do more stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching, folks. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to hit the little bell icon so you're notified whenever I do my streams and post my videos and that sort of thing. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Daniel says, turn stream off so he can activate cheats. I mean, it would make some things easier. But I still would have to land this thing. There's no cheat that makes landing this thing much easier. Not too much anyways. Alright folks, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.